Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan Hart, Don't Pump No Kool-Aid Sadiq, and this is the second edition of Don't Believe the Hype, where we ask you to go beneath the surface to see if there's something else you're not being told. Like, don't believe everything you hear and all that other stuff. Research it for yourself so that you will be informed. Okay, all that kind of stuff.
Good.
So today on Tuesday, March 19th, we are going to get a little bit more detail about Mr. Beto O'Rourke. We talked about him a little bit where Donovan, wanted to bite my head off and stuff. It's okay.
Stick to script.
Yeah, he wanted me to stick to the script and all this other nonsense. Whatever that is, okay? So anyway, we're going to talk about Beto O'Rourke. And later on, we're going to talk about Jess Hillarious, and I'll get into who she is in a little bit. But right now, let's talk about Beto O'Rourke. So who is Beto O'Rourke? He is now in the 2020 Democrats pool of candidates who want to be the next president of the United States. Okay, so a lot of you guys probably remember hearing his name a couple months back when the midterm elections were going on. He was opposing Ted Cruz in Texas as the senator for Texas. He lost, not by much, but he lost nevertheless. And so a lot of people were saying, well, because he was, he wasn't kind of like an unknown. That's me.
No, that's him.
Oh, because I thought you were making fun of me because that's what I do.
No,
right.
Him.
Well, nationally he was unknown, but he served as a representative, House of Representatives.
From El Paso.
Right. And also a city council member of El Paso. So he's been in politics. Also, his father was a politician. So politics is not new to him, like a lot of people we're hearing about recently. He's a politician. There's also been an argument that Beto O'Rourke is unpolished and all this other stuff, which he does seem to be unpolished. But I'm like,
Trump was unpolished.
Well, I guess they're trying to say it in a good way, like, oh, he's unpolished. He's not like your politician. But I take issue with that because I'm like, well, his father was in politics. His father actually got him into politics. He's been in politics most of his life. I mean, he's only 46. He's younger than us.
What?
Yeah.
You said you're 26. You said you're 26.
See what happens when you lie? It catches up to you. Okay. I'm 26.
Right.
But anyway, so Beto O'Rourke is 46. So like I say, he's been in politics his whole life. In addition, he is a businessman. It said he is worth about $9 million.
Is that him or his wife? Because he married into money.
Listen, if I'm married to you, we worth
Got you.
$9 million. Gotcha. Now, I've also heard some other rumors that the wife was supposed to be a billionaire and all this other stuff. But what I saw, Beto O'Rourke is worth about $9 million. He is a businessman. Now, I didn't get into exactly what kind of business he has, but he's one nevertheless. All right? So, where else are we going to go from here? Straight up, just off the rip, like we did with Andrew Yang. And I want to say this to you guys before I get started. On this page, we are going to disseminate information whether you like it or not. Some of it might not go along with your talking points, and that's okay.
It's okay.
But here's the information as we know it. Do what you want to do with it. But that is our job, is to disseminate the information. That's just what we're going to do here.
Black media, and be informed. That's all we want you to do.
Make your own decision, especially when it comes to election. Vote for who you feel is going to better suit your needs. But we're going to give the information here. So back to what I was saying about Mr. Beto O'Rourke. He is not for reparations at all.
Damn right. You niggers ain't getting nothing.
Well, I didn't necessarily hear him say that. But it was a couple days ago or whatever it was. He was at some house party, something, and he was speaking. And he says, no, he's not for reparations, although he agrees that systemic racism needs to be addressed.
But not right now.
Well, it needs to be addressed, but not necessarily through money. He doesn't think that, traditional reparations is what he said is a solution to, in my words, vindicating Black people for the free labor and brutality that we went through during slavery. So he's, again, not for reparations. He is like a lot of other candidates that believe in maybe we'll do some tax cuts here and there. We'll try to change the
tax cuts are for everybody.
Right, but I'm just saying with, what he's saying. We'll try to backdoor it, if you will, by fixing laws and policies. And some of those things he is against for-profit prisons and things like that. And he admits obviously people of color are the most affected by it, especially with making marijuana illegal. There's a lot of black people of color, if you will, in prison for harsh sentences due to marijuana crimes.
Wait a minute. But Kamala Harris smoked it, and she put all kinds of black people doing the same thing she was doing.
Right. Well, okay. I'm just telling you about Beto O'Rourke.
Beto O'Rourke.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So so he wants to get rid of the private prisons and all that kind of stuff. He also wants to expunge the records of people who were negatively gone to jail and have a record for marijuana crimes. Okay.
Awesome. I like that.
So that's one of the things that he wants to do. But again, he is not for reparations in a traditional sense, whatever that means. He wants to do other things. And the funny part about it is when I was researching Mr. Beto O'Rourke, it took me quite a while to find like specific talking points about him. When I say talking points, I mean like campaign policies and things like that. And I concluded before I actually read this myself, the dude he doesn't know what he wants. One moment he is for Medicare for all. The next he doesn't really know. Something else. He was kind of gun control. He's kind of for it, but then he's against it. I mean, so his policies are all over the place.
Wait. Do you want to know why he's like that?
Why?
Because the establishment comes to him and says, "Oh no."
Okay, but listen, my thing, because I believe that, but I also believe because I wouldn't have, even if it's for a check. Mm-hmm. Because I'm really good at picking up people, and I'm going to get you guys' comments in a second. I'm really good at picking up talking points and information and being able to communicate it. So if I'm a Beto O'Rourke or anybody else who's saying, being handed a check just to go out there and F things up, be a vote split or whatever he's going to do, I'm at least going to be able to do those talking points to the best of my ability. I'm just going to do it. And so the time that I spent researching Beto, he's saying the same things that everybody else saying. Oh, I don't believe in tax cuts for this, that, and the other, to balance the budget or raising taxes. So he's just like he's all over, and he's talking about the same things everyone else is talking about. So I kind of took you to task a little bit about your girl, Tulsi Gabbard. Mm-hmm. When you were saying, she's military, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, well, what sticks out about her that makes people say, wow, let me pay more attention? Now, to me, I feel the same thing about Beto O'Rourke. What is so attractive about him? Not saying physically, although some people might be into that. I don't know. But what's attractive about him to make people say, let me pay attention to him? Because, I know a lot of people are in love with him, but I'm still trying to figure out why. Now, when I say in love with him in the idea he may be the next president, or he could be the next Democratic nominee. But why? Can anybody tell me why Beto O'Rourke is so fascinating?
Could it be that he's not an old white guy?
He looks like one to me, although he's 46 years old.
Right.
You know
Compared
what I mean?
To the Joe Biden and the Bernie Sanders.
So, like I said, I'm not terribly stupid, although some people disagree. But I couldn't find anything that said, it's interesting. He's interesting. I will say this about Beto O'Rourke. He's very charismatic.
I don't see it, but go ahead.
He is. Okay. Which is why, because I remember the first time I ever heard about Beto O'Rourke, he was giving his rebel-rousing speech about, somebody asked him for kneeling, too, in case you guys were wondering. And I swear I'm going to get to you guys' comments. But, so he had beat Kaepernick. And he broke it all down about have to kneel and the things of racism and all this other stuff. So he had this fiery speech that got a lot of people's attention. Mm-hmm. But then, he's like, I'm not for reparations. And that was, to me, really the highlight for me
in terms
of Beto O'Rourke.
Right.
So I didn't really understand the whole draw to him, and I still don't understand it. Maybe have to wait for, I don't know. Maybe it's coming. Maybe he has to formalize his talking points.
He hasn't shot his load yet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right, let's get to these comments. So Tay says, hey. And let's see. She says, laugh out loud, leave Beto alone. I like he's so animated. Listen, I don't have a problem with animation because, as you see, I mean, if I go down the runway, I might take flight, like Patti LaBelle, It is what it is. Uh-huh. All right. And hey, Sheeta.
Hey, that's my
Did I
friend.
say that name?
Yeah, that's right. We call her Missy.
Okay, Missy.
She has a lot of attitude.
A
lot of attitude.
And she says, I know that's right. And she also says, I was wondering how long until Donovan starts talking about Kamala. He loves her.
Look.
He's secretly in love.
I'm just saying, you're going to be the side piece. When do I get my piece?
Right. And Ted's absolutely right about this. Even his website doesn't have any policies listed. Which I thought that was really weird because I'm like looking for the about or it doesn't even say anything about who he is. It doesn't have any policy points. It's just,
Andrew Yang has 78 policy points.
But Beto, aesthetically and cosmetically speaking, I like Beto's website because it's got this urban feel to it and it's in black and white. But I'm like, okay, dude, where is the meat of this website?
Like I told you in the last hour, he had no intentions of running. They came to him and said,
hey. You know what? I don't have any intentions of running. I say this about Trump, even though he's the A-class douchebag. At least the dude, even though his talking points were crazy, this dude was passionate about what he was saying, even though it was
Mexico will pay for that wall.
Right. He stuck to the talking points of his hatred. I mean, just keep it real.
No, he's just a good liar.
Well, I mean, in order to be a good liar,
you got to be a good politician.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to carry the talking points. And then let's see here. And so Shamita says, Beto states things without any policy on how to accomplish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, nice, but what else?
What else?
Right. So it's almost like, okay, to me, it's a typical politician. And a lot of people take exception, especially on my page, me promoting an Andrew Yang. But one thing I can say about Andrew Yang is that dude has his talking points down.
Right. And
not only just, here, there's the soda, and I'm going to propose everybody gets one. It's here's the soda, and here is how everyone's going to get some.
Right. And don't sleep on Andrew Yang because even though he has no chance this time, with the Asian and the Hispanic community get together, with that money that the Asian community has, he is going to be very formidable, or the next Asian.
Well, I mean, you
because
never say
what
never.
It is that he opened the door for those Asians to say, you know what, we can run too if you really wanted to run.
I mean,
it's possible.
Like I said, make your own decisions. But I mean, Beto does make a habit of just kind of saying stuff, and because in the past, people were just, well, it sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I don't need to know no more. Everybody else likes him, so I like him too.
Right.
You know.
The Patriots. I'm a Patriot fan. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. Well, then the star leaves, and you're like,
next. And then Tay says there's nothing on his site except merch, donate, jobs, and contact. That's it. There's no about. There's no bio. There's nothing. It's just all right.
I honestly believe the establishment Democrats put him out there because when he lost, he said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm going to be with my family."
Right.
He was done. For him to come out of retirement, whatever, the wilderness, whatever, they had to have got to him and said, look, we're going to make it worth your while. We need you to run.
Okay, but maybe you can answer this. Well, okay, I get it. He's the vote splitter. And this from what you're saying, Beto could be a vote splitter. But if I'm the DNC, I want somebody who's sexy. I'm not talking about physically, but I want somebody who's sexy, who can drive the point home, who can, convince people, because I'm not convinced.
Okay. Kamala Harris didn't work.
She didn't convince me either.
Right. Cory Booker didn't work. Not sexy enough. And now he's dating Rosario. What's her name?
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Nigga, we know you gay. We know you gay. So he's all of a sudden dating her. Who's that guy they got out? Biden is too damn white guy, too damn old. And who's the other guy they have out there?
Julio.
Ain't got a chance in hell. He ain't got money, none of that. He jumps on the point. So the Democrats, generation fail, baby boomers, they did not think that they would get this old to where they have nobody that's sexy to the younger demographic.
Beto ain't sexy to me, and I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about his platform.
Right,
it's not
but that's what I'm
to
saying. And the establishment Democrats don't have a sexy platform. They're just go with the flow.
So what's their aim?
Wait. Nancy Pelosi. Everybody wants this guy impeached. Impeachment is just a political term for indict. Doesn't mean he's going to be fine. Now she's like, well, I'm going to take that off the table, whatever it is.
Okay, but my thing is this, because I just got to make sense of stuff.
Okay.
So let's say the DNC, and I'm going to get to you guys' comments. Let's say the DNC is using Beto to be the vote splitter. Who are they trying to steal votes from? Is it Bernie?
Bernie.
And still, so they're just trying to steal votes from Bernie?
Right.
And promote who?
Kamala.
Where's Kamala right now in the scheme of things?
She's probably number 4. 3.
Right. She's going further down the ladder. And so, I mean...
But she's a woman. All you feminists are going to come out, and Shamita's a feminist. And
well, my point, I guess I'm trying to make sense of it, because if they're trying to, they don't really want Beto to win, and they don't want Bernie to win, which these two are right now the front runners.
Beto's not a front runner.
Well,
he's not a front runner. But don't believe that.
Okay, but listen. Okay, I'm telling you from what I see. Okay,
I'm telling you you're wrong.
What I see.
Didn't we have a talk off camera? Yeah, gotcha. Go ahead.
Okay. And they want to beat Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a failed strategy?
Well, it's a failed strategy regardless. Remember when the Republicans in the 90s wanted to go up against Clinton in the early 2000s? They're like, oh, yeah, put Hillary up there. They were telling you who they were going to beat. They were like, yes, we dare you. Okay. And we did, and she lost.
Got it.
The Democrats, if you look at everybody there that they have, you take out Bernie Sanders, all of those people will lose against Trump. The only person that has a chance, a decent chance of beating Trump is Bernie Sanders. Because he has a name recognition.
But they don't want Bernie.
They don't want Bernie. So they're putting up anybody that can fail.
Okay.
Anybody that can fail.
So basically they want Trump again.
The establishment, Democrat and Republican, when anybody like a socialist comes in, they attack that person because it's going to upset their apple cart.
Okay. So let me get on to the comments. All right. So Tay says, Beto was very charismatic. He's a down-to-earth dude, but he isn't giving me anything else outside of vague talking points and jumping on countertops. Yeah, I saw him on some lunch countertop, some restaurant somewhere. And
every restaurant, he jumps on the countertop.
That's what somebody say he's the countertop candidate
or Coyote Ugly candidate.
Right. So, okay, so let's see. What do we have here? And I see we're freezing up a little bit, so I apologize about that. You also say, no, he wants to be president. He needs to come out with some facts, a plan, something. I'm with you. Because listen, I'm one of those people, I like to do all of the research. I just didn't have a lot to look for. I would say this too about Beto. He is heavy on caping for immigrants, illegal immigrants, the DACA Dream Act.
Which is a threat to black people.
Don't build the wall and he's very vocal about that. And so as a black person,
that's a threat to us.
I say, well, okay, on one hand, you're saying you don't want reparations to help the people who are legally here, but you want to help people who aren't supposed to be legally here to be here. And that costs money.
Yes.
It's going to cost somebody some money. So why not figure out the illegal situation, immigrant situation on a better term, and then help the people, black people who are already here? So that right there about Beto automatically turns me off because, again, he's just along the lines of, well, I want your vote, black people, but I don't necessarily want to do anything for you.
Right, because no matter who is up there, we are supposed to be at the bottom. The system doesn't work if black people aren't at the bottom.
Right, and Shamita says, really attitude, because she has an attitude. And John says, hey, hiya to you.
Hey, John.
And he says, I'm with Shantae. He says, oh, here we go, laugh out loud. And Tay says, did y'all see Yang on Morning Joe? He was out here making sense and not waving on his plan.
Yep. The guy's good. He's got
his stuff nailed down tight.
Yes.
I mean, it is what it is, whether you like it or not.
I don't mean to be like, I hope people don't take this wrong.
Don't be scared.
When you're when you're debating with an Asian guy, they are cool. You know how like we get upset and want to escalate and do the theatrics. Asian guys just like, this is my platform. This is what I plan to do.
Well, I mean,
I mean, they're
but
just
there's
cool.
a lot of, I mean, that's not true necessarily.
Well, not necessarily, but
I mean, Barack Obama was the coolest debater ever to the point to where people were saying they want to see some fire under him.
Right. No, but I'm just saying in general, the Asian guy is kind of like, he's very leveled. He's very leveled.
All right, so let's see what we got going on here. Shamita says, yes, I also saw Yang on Morning Joe. He's convincing and on point, and he just is. Tay says, I don't see it for Kamala, Booker, Gab, or Hinkle.
Yeah, that's the one guy.
Y'all talking about people I ain't never even heard of. And Gillibrand, I've heard of her. I am checking for Yang, Cole, Bolchar.
Yeah, Cole Bolchar.
Oh, God, who's all these people? I can't even pronounce
Now, notice some of those names. They're all immigrants. Their parents are immigrants. They're coming in.
I ain't never heard of those other people, but I have to check them out, Tay. And I knew he meant. And then so John says it all doesn't matter yet. Y'all fighting over people. Y'all fighting over people that won't be around come election time.
Exactly. Well, in the end, especially if you're a black person, it ain't gonna matter at the end.
Well, it all remains to be seen. We got a whole year or so.
Yeah, we got a whole year.
I mean, anything is possible, right? I mean, look at Barack Obama's campaign when he first started running. People counted him out.
Well, the thing is because they see when Barack Obama. See, you guys got to understand this. We were dealing with Occupy Wall Street movement. And it was all over the country. And they wanted to show people something different because people were in revolt because the economy was down.
Well, what is we in now?
Exactly. But this showed both parties that these black people, there are more poor people than there are rich people. And if you keep taking and taking and taking in that wealth, just what happened like in Russia, eventually the serfs are going to rise up and kill you. You got to give us something.
Right. Well, the point that I was making about Barack is he was an unknown too,
right?
Until he came onto the National Democratic,
But that's what I'm saying. But when they saw that, oh my God, look, all these black people got behind this one guy.
Of course, they knew we were going to do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, and so let's see. All right, and so Shamina says, "Oh my God, yes, I believe that is long past due for a woman, but I'm not crazy about Kamala, and I like Warren's policies, but she's too much." Baggage.
Talk about, remember I said feminism? Like she's a feminist?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you're a feminist. I'm going to say it.
Elizabeth Warren, I hate to say this because, I'm supposed to be a little bit more intelligent than say this, but she bores me as well.
Yeah.
I'm bored with Elizabeth Warren. I'm not talking about cosmetically, but just her, everything is just, her policies, everything is just boring.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to say this.
And she's for reparations too, I guess, to some degree.
Right. Do you want to know who actually got me involved in, like, really getting into politics?
Who? Elizabeth Warren?
Shamita's mom.
Oh, okay.
She had retired from the military, and I was visiting with them. And I don't know, Shamita, if you remember this. Remember when I was visiting, and then your mom had got that letter from her representative? Your mom was complaining about something, and she had wrote a letter, and the representative wrote back. And that really kind of showed me how, like, government kind of works in doing that.
Damn bureaucracy.
So, Missy, it was your mom that created this monster.
I have to have a talk with your mama. Okay? I'm just playing. All right. And so Tay says immigrants are a threat to me and my job. Good luck with the clearance, homie. Mm-hmm. With that clearance, homie. Yep. So, I mean, again, you can feel how you want to feel about it, but immigrants, especially to black people, are a threat. We're a threat.
Exactly.
They are a threat. As I said last time, Dr. Claude Anderson says they're not coming to help us.
Wait, you're saying immigrants. Are you being specific to Hispanics?
Illegal immigration. And specifically speaking to the whole DACA issue, the Dreamers Act, all that we see going on in the last year or so. That's what I'm speaking of.
So would you say that Trump is actually trying to protect black people?
I don't think he's meaning to protect black people, but I think inadvertently he is protecting black people, and we need to wake up and stop putting on a cape for every damn body else. And I'm gonna get you guys comments, but this is also to like St. Patrick's Day. Why do Negroes celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Why do Negroes celebrate Labor Day?
Well, I'm just saying because stop.
Because most of us don't work.
Anyway, okay. This is starting to look very nice as a weapon.
Yeah, it's right on my forehead.
Wow. But so to me, it's the same thing as like, okay, we caping for little Irish leprechauns, which they have nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. They have the same effect on St. Patrick's Day as the Easter Bunny does with Easter, but that's a whole other subject. Story. But the point that I'm making is we're always running, as I always say, to put out everybody else's fire, and our building is burnt to a crisp.
Wait, the Congressional Black Talkers aren't there representing us?
No. They're there to get a check.
Yeah, Maxine, 30 years plus, working on reparations.
She's there to get a check.
Gotcha.
Okay? Don't you ever forget it. All right, and so Tay also says, oh yeah, I'm a hard pass on Warren. And then Al says, if Trump's wall is not getting built, no reparations check will be distributed no matter who's the president. Well, I mean... Maybe Trump can say.
Well, how about this, Al? If the wall is being built, how many blacks is Trump going to hire to help build it?
Right, because they're paying $85 an hour. Hell,
where can we sign up?
BuildTheWall.gov.
Yes.
How do I go fill out an application?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How many blocks are he gonna do?
All I can do is like nail some stuff,
right.
but I'll do it.
And think about that. If Trump had sold it like that, hey, I'm gonna build this wall and I'm gonna solve the black unemployment. $85 an hour. Y'all take y'all asses. Negroes would be all across the water.
I'm working on the chain.
Gang. That's the sound. Exactly.
No, we really shouldn't be laughing about that.
We shouldn't, but
I'm just saying,
yeah.
you know. All right, and then so let's see. Shamita says, I'm having political PTSD, and I need someone to come and fix all the ish that Trump broke.
Yes.
Right.
That's a good point.
But you know what, Shamita? Donovan made a good point last segment in asking, well, for black people, what necessarily has Trump broken?
Right.
What has he done? And listen, I'm not saying he's a good dude. Because I've always said this too. I believe Trump's whole spiel. Now, is he racist? I think he is, but I don't think he is as racist as he portrays to be. He just knows that's where the money is. That's what is red meat to his base. If I just throw out and then a lot of times they're not even dog whistles. They're just straight to the point. I throw out this racist stuff, and then it keeps me in the forefront.
And look how people protect him.
But look at what people are doing in his name. The massacre that took place in New Zealand. Somebody else recently, I can't remember who it was. The mob, the dude that killed the Gambino
mob guy.
He held up his hand, and he has MAGA and Trump something on his. He's doing this so he says he's doing this in the name of Trump.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Trump works with the mafia.
I know, but I'm saying all this stuff is being done in Trump's name, and so. But again, what has he necessarily broken for black people? I'm just asking. All right, so let's see. All right. And then Sharita says, I'm telling my mama. Yes, he needs a whooping or something.
Yes, I'm afraid of her mama.
Obama should have fixed DACA when he had both the Senate and the House.
Yes.
Because didn't DACA come into play under the Obama administration?
No.
It was before?
No, it was, yeah, it did. It came in under the Obama administration, but he had already lost the House. Right. So. Okay, and then she says, instead, he was trying to work with Republicans. And they told you, nigga, get your black ass up out of here.
Well, damn.
They refused to work with the man.
And then as Tay says, I think he gets racist for likes and ratings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I said that on my page once and people lost their stuff. And I'm like, come on. Let's truly think about what is going on here with Trump. Trump, I mean, because up until he was running for president, he had some things like with the Central Five, the Park Five, the black guys that were falsely accused of raping that white woman. He took out a full page and added all that, and then the thing with his dad and the buildings. I just think that's probably normal racism.
Yeah, the normal.
If I can say that.
Keep the blacks and the Puerto Ricans out of your damn hotel buildings, your buildings.
Not news. But when he started to run, because even when he was running, at first, he didn't have as much racist.
What do you got to lose?
But then as he started to see, oh shit, people are liking this stuff. Then he started to pick, even with disavowing white supremacists, he doesn't even really do that. He kind of says, well, it's wrong, but.
Right, but you guys also got to remember, Trump had no expectations of winning that election. He was running to promote himself as a high political figure, because remember the Moscow deal was still going on. I mean, the guy, it was a fluke that he won.
And his own dude said he wasn't even trying to win. Michael Cole was like, yo, this was all the sham.
And thus now in the Democratic primary now, you see everybody that doesn't have a shot. Trump has proven that, if you got the right messaging, you can get in there.
I think I'm a run.
Oh, well, I've ran 3 times. So.
I'm a run for something. Maybe it's dog catch or something. I don't know. I'm a run for something. All right. And so Shamita says, I'm asking as a retired military person and a mother of a son presently in the military, this is not on everyone's mind. So y'all talking about Trump. Okay. And then let's see.
Well, you got to remember, Jaron's in the Air Force. It ain't like he's going to be holding a gun somewhere.
Okay. Hey, Hutch. He says, what has he broken?
There's Hutch. Yeah, he's in the military, too.
Said his cronies removed the policy addendum for all the civil rights violations. Okay, well, break that down to me exactly.
Well, what it is like all the protections for the civil rights. Like if you had a complaint against something, they've removed all that.
A complaint as far as in the military?
No. As in civil. What Hutch is saying, what is he broken? He's Trump's people have slowly broken down affirmative action rules and civil rights rules. The courts, how they're putting in the courts and how things are ruling, they're slowly doing that behind the scenes.
This is gonna sound real jacked up, Hutch. Mm-hmm. What were the civil rights doing for us in the first place?
True, good point.
I mean, I know that sounds a little bit crass, but I'm just asking, what has it like?
Congressional Black Caucus, shouldn't they be protecting us?
As I said, I'm fairly informed, and I had no idea about that. And I guess maybe I have no idea because maybe right now it's not affecting me. Mm-hmm. So what is that really? What before Trump broke it per se? What were they doing for Black people? Mm-hmm. Did those rights, the civil rights thing, stop a bullet from going into Laquan McDonald's back or being aimed at him 16 times? Mm-hmm. I mean, we see it all the time. All right, so I guess I'm asking is, are these civil rights stopping the wholesale murder of Black people? Are we still able to, as systemic racism gone, institutional racism gone? I mean, so what have these civil rights actually done for us?
Right.
They enacted the affirmative action law, whatever, mm-hmm. which is kind of come and gone, but that hasn't really benefited Black people. Yeah, we got into a school here and there, but everybody else benefited from that. Yeah. And we got left with crumbs, if that, mm-hmm. From a rule or law that was put in place by us. So again, I ask, what has civil rights really done?
The Voting Rights Act, they've done that and taken it from the state.
Okay, so but again, the Voting Rights Act, I guess that's important. But what have we voted for that's changed anything?
Yeah,
for
what
us?
President has been progressively?
Yeah, what has these voting rights done for Black people once we had the right to go vote without being murdered? What
or
has
taking a test?
Yeah, well, what has it done for us? So we got the right to vote without being murdered or have any stupid old tests. What has it done for us? Mm-hmm. All right, so let me get to these other comments. All right, and so Hutch says, God, I could sit and list 1,000 things that he's been
quietly behind the scenes.
The key to, have you looked into the cutting in budget of the HBCUs?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Right.
He's cut the budget. So what were this why are the HBCUs in such dire straits in the first place?
Because the Black people running them are pocketing the money.
Did Trump listen, I'm not defending Trump. I'm just asking some questions because it's easy for us, especially in the Black community, to blame everybody else. Okay, he's cutting the budget or whatever the case is, but were the HBCUs in dire straits before he got into office? And if so, why?
Yes, they were.
I hear a lot of Black people say, I don't want my child to go to an HBCU because it's just that and the other.
My niece went to Spelman, and her dorm was atrociously in the 1800s.
Right.
So where's the money going?
Where is the money going?
Right.
Okay, and I know that they're having some issues with funding and stuff, so I'm not oblivious to that. But I'm saying, again, are these the things that he has put in motion? Are these things because of Trump? I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. And I'm not trying to give you a hard time, Hunter, just asking questions. Okay, so let's see. It says, also, Jeff Sessions. Put Jeff Sessions.
Hey, don't be talking about Beauregard.
He put Jeff. Listen. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. What has Jeff Sessions done that? And the only thing that's different about Jeff Sessions is he was in the open.
True.
Jeff Sessions was in the open about being a bigot and a racist. Wait. But what about let me cut you off. But everybody's beloved Joe Biden.
I said that in my last segment, didn't I?
Right. We caping for Joe Biden, but he's the author of the crime bill.
The crime bill. The original author
of
the crime
bill. That did what
to
Black people?
Mass incarceration. That is still affecting us to this very day.
Why do we just not find out about that now?
Oh, I knew about that.
I'm saying we. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why are we just finding out about that?
And then if you think about Sessions, he's open with it. He was open with it back in the late 80s. But does anybody remember last year he sat at the Ysidro border? Yeah. And he said, if you come here, our no tolerance policy is this.
Right.
And people still came.
Right. I guess you didn't believe fat meat was greasy. I believe fat meat is greasy. Okay. I mean, I don't eat meat, although you probably can't tell, but I don't. Okay.
No, it's the camera putting that weight on.
That's what I tell people all the time. I'll be like, damn, baby, you getting thick? I'm like, it's just camera angles.
Exactly.
All right. Hey, let's get to it. So he also say the policies that protected blacks from civil rights addendum What has it done? Well, it was allowing us a better chance to hold police accountable. Hush, you know we ain't got no power. How we gonna hold the police accountable?
Wait.
I mean, we don't have the power to do that.
Wait. I have a better one. We have a presidential candidate that was the AG of this state, and she did everything in her power to not hold the police accountable.
We don't have the power, Hutch, to hold the po accountable. Hell, we got somebody getting murdered every damn day, and all we do is get on social media and cry about it until
or
the
make
next
a meme.
person, make a meme. So we don't have the power, and I'll tell you why we don't have the power really quick.
But when we had the power, she didn't do anything.
But I'm saying we, as black people, don't have the power to hold police accountable because, as Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about, we do not allocate our money in the right places, a.k.a. we do not practice group economics. In practicing group economics, we could have power over the police department if they knew that we were going to withhold, because right now we get 97% of $1.3 trillion of black income away. We don't have any power because we don't keep our money. So we never had that ability, but we could have it if we start doing things differently.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
when we had the power, even when we had the power, Kamala Harris decided not to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it is not all Kamala's fault.
But
Kamala did a lot of damage. But the point that I'm making is, because I'm talking about collectively as a black people, I mean, Kamala's doing hell what Donna Brazile is doing.
Right.
Y'all know Donna Brazile went to Fox News when she was this big time, I guess, maybe
she was a former DNC chairman, and she ran the...
and was over at CNN for years.
Yes. Until she got caught up in giving Hillary the answers.
Now she's over there at Fox News cooning. But as I imagine...
A girl gotta eat.
That girl gotta eat. I got to pay my mortgage. And if Coonan is writing checks, I'm going to...
Damn with your, work hard and your morals and stand by your convictions. All that.
What's that?
Right. Damn all that.
All right. So...
But also to piggyback on that real quick. And also, if we wanted to change the system... Why aren't we out there voting out at local levels for the judges and the district attorneys? We could change all that, but we don't do it.
I mean, you really want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff we dropped the ball on. Right. Okay, so Hush says, did it stop it? No, but it actually helped us hold them accountable for their bad actions. How, I ask? How have we been able to hold them accountable? Do y'all know that the officers that mowed down Stephon Clark in cold blood will not be held accountable?
Because they feared for their life.
They feared for their life, even though it was evident showing him running away.
8 shots to the back, 20 plus shots overall.
So how, again, I beseech you, if that's the right term to use, how are we holding them accountable? They walk every day for the cold-blooded murder of our people, and they're not answering for it. So how are they being held accountable?
Yes.
That's all I'm asking. All right, and so then you also say...
And Hutch is a very intelligent guy.
I'm not saying, listen, Hutch, I believe you are very intelligent. I'm not saying that you're not. I just got a very big mouth.
Great mechanic, too.
Great mechanic. I might need you some work done. Okay? I don't want to make it too bad now.
Aircraft mechanic.
Oh, got it.
No, but he can work on a car, too.
Okay, got it. When I get my Learjet and get the clicking and clacking, I know who to call. All right, so... and he also say, and held them to a higher standard of policing. Where?
We're getting there.
Where? Tell me where. And then Shantae, because actually there was an article that says HBCUs are seeing an uptick in attendance. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, we should go. There's a lot of culture, a lot of things to learn for us as our people. Like
Kamala went to a HBCU. She also was a sororo. I guess they taught her to be the side chick and move up the upper echelon.
Why do you always got to go there?
I just want people to know what this woman is about.
I don't know if she learned to be that.
Some of them deltas and some of them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's him, not me, y'all. Because I know y'all vicious. I wouldn't want to fight with
y'all
nobody.
People that are Greeks and have pledged some of those fraternities, y'all know what I'm talking about. You've seen School Days. You've seen School Days.
And yet you want that fight. Yes, you trying to. He is saying that, not me. This is not a... You, me, and he.
That's right. Look, I'm getting tired of her. I'm about to cut her loose.
This is a he. All right. So, Hutch says, wait. So it's okay to fund other schools, but it's okay to be suddenly fiscally responsible.
Good point.
I'm not saying it's okay not to fund the other schools, but I'm saying to your point of what did he break or yeah, I think it was what did he break? I'm asking were they already broken?
Right. It's already broken.
And maybe if we stop having these presidents for these colleges who go up there just to get a photo op, actually go and do a job of holding Trump or whoever accountable. Instead of trying to be seen on the scene with the man, maybe we'll actually get some money.
Yes, Mr. Trump. We were
That's
asking
exactly
for some money.
We,
could you give us something?
and then,
something, sir?
Then
something?
and then they had the nerve to say, "Well, he reneged on his promise." That's because you went up there. Some people will say looking for butter biscuits.
Right, and you went up there to the wrong person. The president does not control the money.
And who was you looking for the money for? You or the school?
Right.
Or was you just trying to go get a hot plate at the White House or a souvenir?
I'm Steve Harvey. Oh, he all right. He's all right.
Okay, so let's see. He says, yeah, but the feds were actually fighting for us. Enlighten me. Okay. He also say he's replying to Tate.
He's talking about the federal government when it comes to civil rights cases. They are usually representing us as we fight.
Okay, but why does it need to get to that point? Why they can't do it on the I said why they can't. Why can't they do it on the local level? See, and then he also says he's replying to Tate, uptick in attendance but loss on federal financial coverage. Well, we need to fix that because in essence, black people pay taxes too. And if what you're saying is true, I'm not saying it's not, Hutch. They need to fix that because I would like for my tax dollars to go to a black college if they're also going to other colleges. So I will concede that point to you, Hutch. Let's see. And you also say, and they had to open their doors to more non-blacks to afford keeping their doors open. But why? Why are we having to do that? I know we got to stay afloat, but as I made a point earlier, I've heard a lot of black parents say, I don't want to send my kid to a black college. Why not? But we always hear the Hutch. We always hear the other opposite, the other argument. I'm going to send my kid to a better school, and then usually
give me a voucher.
But usually that means a white school. I want to send my kid to a white school so they get a better education. They can be in a better environment. But if you think about it, is that environment really better for your black child? We're seeing a school. I think in New York they're paying $50-some thousand a year as a high school or something like that, where the students locked out the administration because they had some racist stuff going on. It's like, take your $50,000 a year and go put that into a black school. Maybe if we stop going to these white schools and start going to the black schools, our black schools will have more money. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm just saying. And then, okay, so he was correcting something. And he also says, do y'all have a number I can call in on?
We got a number, but I didn't set it up. So, but we have one. So our next show, we'll set it up and have that ready to go.
Okay, he says, humbled bow. Okay, so I don't know what that was in regard to. And Shamita says, hell, where is Stacey Abrams? I'm going to need her to run. I'm just saying.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, she wouldn't win because, but maybe VP position would be better.
Hell no.
Be her foot in the door. I'm going to say this. How much time we got? Because I'm going to try to hurry.
2 minutes.
Stacey Abrams keeps a lot for illegal immigration as well.
Yes. And she follows the establishment guidelines. She
follows the establishment. She just does. I'm not saying she's not for black people, but I always hear her speaking in terms of...
And we're always supporting these losers.
The illegal immigration, a whole host of other stuff. And if I lose you guys on the podcast, I apologize for that. We will see you guys next week. All right, so Stacey Abrams...
She's a loser. Why do we always have to these losers? We want winners. I'm like Trump. I need some high IQ people. High energy. Winners.
Stacey says that she's still thinking about it. Yeah, she's still thinking about it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be in love with voting for Stacey Abrams either. I think she's a nice lady, but I think she's all over the place.
When a person gives up on a contention of an election, you ain't getting my vote ever again.
I just think, with Stacey Abrams, she's all over the place. I mean, she's very passionate about other people. I'm not saying she's not, but I don't hear her be or as passionate about black people. I hear her talk about black people in regards to her being cheated and the racism that's, been going on in regards to her campaign and stuff. But I always hear her talk about LGBTQ, whatever.
Illegal.
And so that kind of stuff.
DACA.
So I'd have to look a little bit more into Stacey Abrams, to be honest with you. Okay. And then so let's see. And then Shamita says again, now Donovan calling Kamala a thought.
She is. You gotta call it what it is.
Listen, Shamita.
If you're gonna sleep with a married man, knowing he's married to start your political career, what else would you call it?
Shamita, I gave him this pushback on the last segment. I said, yeah, Kamala was the side piece, but at least she was a side piece, right. And then just get a 5-piece,
right?
A chicken McNugget
or a 2-piece.
I'm
right,
just saying,
right.
At least she got a political career. She's
right.
now potentially going to be standing on a stage as president of the United States.
But what I'm saying is, I'm calling it for what it is. Everybody wants to call it for what it isn't. And all I'm saying is, she's a thought, own it, move on.
She ain't the first thought.
Right.